Today I'm going to show you how to get tracks and stems out of Studio One. So basically, it's really easy to do it. Studio One is just so amazing. It's so simple. Not that it was hard in Logic, but I'm going to show you how to do it in Studio One. I think I'm falling back in love with Studio One. A lot of things are changing about me. I think I'm finally heading towards the right path. Hopefully, I won't be going back and forth and this and that through everything in my life. I'm filming this on the same day as I am another video, the next week's video and the week after's video. So if you see some changes in that, then that's why. It's not because I just changed my mind a week later. Yes. Anyway, let's get on to the video. So here we are. We are in Studio One. I'm loving it. This is Halcyon's new track we're working on. It's called Pork Pie. There's the two scratch guitars I've muted. There's the scratch drums. Scott puts his drums on after we're finished with everything pretty much. So let me show you a little beginning here so you can kind of hear how it sounds. So there you go. It's got no bass yet. It's not mixed or anything. And like the amp models I'm kind of messing around with. But this is not about that. This is about the stems and the tracks and all that stuff. So first off, we go to Song. And then we go Export Stems. Now here you have channels and tracks. Now the channels are all the separate channels. And the tracks are all the separate tracks, right? So the tracks are just, it doesn't have the buses or anything like that. So if you wanted to export just the tracks, you'd come here and you'd select which ones you wanted. So I wouldn't have either scratch guitar, but I have all the other ones. And then I basically go over, I make sure, I like to do 24-bit, WAV file, do not publish. Between loop, did I put a loop? I did not put a loop, so hold on 1 second. Let me back out of this. It's very easy, just grab and go. Let me start at the beginning, and then I'll just pull it all the way over there. That should be fine enough. So back to Song, back to Export Stems. If you're doing basically or what you say in Reaper, a render or export, like your mix down, you go export mix down. Very simple, very easy. Gotta love Studio One. So here we go. We're back at tracks. We go between loop. There's a start and end marker you can use too. Those are kind of nice. So that way you can use the loop for other things and not lose your spot. And we're going to, let's see, original. And I think this is good. So we're going to port to back, port to track, close after export. So basically here, you can pick original. So if it's a stereo track, it stays stereo. If it's a mono track, it stays mono. You can make them all mono. You can make them all stereo. You can make them split mono. So you get two separate mono tracks. So I'm just going to keep it original. I'm going to hit OK. And here we go. So this is going to send it to the folder. So I'll show you that in 1 second once it's done doing its thing.
A few moments later.
Okay, there we go. And it put it inside the stems folder. So if you go back, which I put, this is in your Studio One folder in the documents, but I copied this over from Google Drive because we're recording on my laptop. So basically, I copied the folder into my D drive, and basically, here's the pork pie folder, and then you go to stems, and there you go. There's all the stems. So it's like this one right here. It's if I just let it play for a minute, you'll hear that it's actually there. The song starts a few bars in because we're putting the beginning in and we haven't figured that out yet, but you should hear it like right now. So there you see there's the individual tracks, and for the stems I basically put them into a group here. So say we got dirty here, this is all the distorted guitars, and what I do is I go to song, export stems, go to channels, select none, and then I just pick my channel, so it would be dirty, and it's a stereo channel. And then I just do the same thing over here, between loop, blah blah blah, select markers. Okay, I think everything is the same, and the camera's in the way of my screen. I apologize if I'm looking around like this. And then I just hit OK.
A few moments later.
And there it is right here, and it should be a stereo stem here, and this is the stem for the dirty guitar. So if you'd send one for the drums, the bass, the clean guitars, the dirty guitars, the vocals, so this is what I'd send them. It should be in stereo, and it should start a little bit in because the song starts off clean. So there you go. That's how you do the stem. And I hope this was informative to you. And I hope this helps you. I really am digging Studio One again. It has a lot of cool little things that Reaper's really bare bones, and that's what I really like about it. But then like Studio One has these little things just make it feel a little more complete. And it looks a lot better too. That kind of helps out. So I'll see you guys next week.
Mm-hmm.